Okay, tonight's dinner is spaghetti and garlic bread. And this meal is so easy to make and one of the least expensive meals you can make to feed a family of four and still have leftovers. All of this that's in front of you, maybe 10 bucks, 12 bucks tops. So $12 to feed a family of four and have leftovers from it is a great meal. It's very easy to make. Now, a lot of people put meatballs on spaghetti. Some people use meat sauce. I like to use cheese ravioli. It tastes like mozzarella cheese sticks on top of your spaghetti, which is incredible. We do use garlic bread, cheesy garlic bread. I got Parmesan cheese to top off the spaghetti. I'm going to make a couple cans of sauce tonight. Looks like garlic and herb sauce. So easy to make, so delicious, and plenty of leftovers. All right, I got my garlic bread ready to go in the oven. I've got my ravioli. These are cheese raviolis. According to this, the convection oven. Preheat to 400, bake for 6 to 7 minutes. It doesn't take real long. So I'm going to start with those, get them cooked up, and they can just sit until the spaghetti's ready, and I'll top the spaghetti off with a few raviolis. And then once these come out, I bump the heat up, because on this one, conventional oven, I'm going to bump it up to 425, and they take 5 to 7 minutes. And I want these to come out right when the spaghetti's getting done. So, like I said, I'm making 2 cans of sauce, just because I have it. I usually do 1, but you don't want to skimp on sauce if you want to dip your garlic bread into it, or in it. Sorry. Dip your garlic bread in it, or cheese ravioli in some extra sauce, or you just want extra sauce on your spaghetti. All right, I'm going to cook it in this pot right here. I got it on 3. You don't want it to boil. If you have spaghetti sauce on the stovetop, you do not want it to boil. You don't want to get to that temperature. Just before a boil, you want it to heat, want it to get warm to hot, but not boil. If it starts boiling and you see bubbles start to shoot up on the underside of the lid, turn the heat down. Now with the water for the spaghetti, you want that on high because you want a good boil. And once you got the spaghetti in and it's boiling, I usually give it about 10 minutes. That's always a good amount of time for the spaghetti. I'm going to use a whole box of spaghetti. It's a 16-ounce box. I'm going to use the whole box. And like I said before, there's going to be enough here for a family of 4, at least, plus leftover spaghetti. There may not be garlic bread left after a family of 4 eats it, but there will be spaghetti left. All right, just put my spaghetti in. Water's starting to come back to a boil. I did break the spaghetti in half to fit nicely into the pot. Some people do not like to do that. I don't care. I do it. So let's see. It's 6:03. This just went in, so maybe 12, 13 after. My oven has reached temperature, so I'm going to open that up and put my cheese ravioli in. And this only takes 6 or 7 minutes. It's not long at all. So about 10 after, I'll pull those out, especially if you start seeing cheese coming out of the ravioli. It's done. So once that comes out, I'll bump the oven up to 425 to cook my garlic bread, which does not take long either. So I will be eating shortly. And once again, this is a very, very easy and extremely inexpensive meal that will feed a lot of people. So I highly recommend this. It's a great meal, delicious, and it does not take long at all. All right, just a quick tip. When you're cooking the spaghetti, you don't want to just let it sit and boil for 10 minutes without moving it around. You want to constantly turn it, separate it, because it will cook together and cook weird if you don't separate it. So do that periodically. It doesn't have to be constantly, but you do want to do it several times throughout the boil. And then for the sauce as well, just want to give it a little mix up. wash my fork off in the hot water of the spaghetti. Just a little tip: keep the spaghetti moving around as well as the sauce. All right, couple things now. My spaghetti should be done. It's boiled nicely for a little over 10 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that burner off. My oven has reached temperature for the bread at 425. So my ravioli, that's done. Started to lose the cheese, so that's a sign ravioli's ready to come out. So my garlic bread is ready to go in. Open that up. And we'll put the garlic bread in. That's the last thing we'll wait on. So garlic bread takes 5 to 7 minutes. So I'm going to prep the spaghetti, which I'm going to pour these contents into this strainer to get all the water off. And then I'm going to put some butter in the mix, maybe 3 forkfuls to keep it from sticking together, and give it a toss in the strainer here. And that's where it'll stay until it's ready to be plated. Sauce is ready. It's starting to boil up a little bit, so I turn the heat down a little bit. So sauce is ready to go. Spaghetti's ready to go. Ravioli's ready to go. So we're just waiting on the bread. Okay, here's a safety tip. I pulled the spaghetti from the pot, and I turned off the burner for the sauce. Now they're both off, but these two burners are extremely hot. So you make sure you don't put a plate on there or a utensil, especially a rubber utensil. It'll melt right to it. A glove, an oven mitt. Just make sure you keep those clear. My oven tells me that it's still a hot surface as a reminder. And then here's my spaghetti. I got it in the strainer. You can still see a little bit of the butter in there. And like I said, that keeps the spaghetti noodles from sticking together. But it also adds a little flavor as well. So I'm going to plate the spaghetti, sauce it up, and throw some raviolis on top of that. I like Parmesan cheese. I'm going to sprinkle some of that on too. And here's the finished product. I got spaghetti topped with sauce. I got a few cheese raviolis on top of that, sprinkled with some Parmesan cheese. And I got some garlic bread with cheese on the side. Delicious, quick, easy meal. It probably took me, about 20 minutes, half hour tops. And like I said before, this meal, 10 to 12 bucks total. And it feeds a family of 4 for sure. I still got all that spaghetti in the strainer after this one big plate. So you'll be good to go. Plenty of leftovers as well. Garlic bread. I got my oven off. Make sure you always turn your oven off. And once again, be careful of these burners that you use. They're going to be hot for a while. So make sure nothing gets put on them. All right, enjoy your dinner.